Hey guys, it's that Dividend guy coming at you with another stock market news update. And we are talking about Disney stock because it is up 13.1%. So Disney's sizzle reel sends stock to new highs. Walt Disney Co. has become a box office Death Star over the past decade, capable of destroying any competition on the big screen. On Thursday, the company made it clear that it plans to extend that dominance to the streaming area. Darth Vader, Buzz Lightyear, the Witches of Hocus Pocus, and seemingly every other character created by the company in the past several decades is helping it to get there. Disney unveiled an array of new shows and bullish revised guidance Thursday that made clear its trio of streaming services, being Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN, would seek to take on market leader Netflix Inc. in several areas, including spending on content and the hunt for subscribers around the world, in addition to announcing plans for 100 new titles to debut annually. Disney revised guidance that had previously predicted Disney Plus could hit 90 million subscribers by 2024. The new projection was an earthquake, as many as 260 million. Netflix currently has 200 million subscribers, but isn't growing as quickly. Other streaming upstarts like Warner Media, HBO Max, and NBC Universal's Peacock are far behind. Wall Street sent Disney stock into an all-time high Friday, with shares rising about 14% and afternoon trading around $176. The Disney presentation capped one of the most uh, I can't say that word, weeks in Hollywood's focus on streaming. On one end, there was AT&T Inc.'s Warner Bros. Since the studio announced last week that it would ship its entire 2021 slate on HBO Max. About one A-list director comes forward each day to call the decision a blow to the cinematic art form. Disney, on the other hand, has turned its production prowess and billions of dollars in production expenses towards streaming shows and movies while reserving the exclusive theatrical run for its biggest releases. The company, which has worked to craft movies and characters appealing to the widest possible audience, appears comfortable to land an option that keeps Wall Street investors and theoretically focused investors happy, or at least quiet. Disney's record stock market high Friday is more than double the share value seen in mid-March, when the stock plummeted around $85 a share, as investors took a pessimistic view of the year with the closed theme parks and movie theaters. The company's much publicized pivot towards streaming in the past year, which investors seized on during the coronavirus pandemic that has kept millions of people at home, has allowed the company to turn its Wall Street fortunes around. While it's now a two-horse race for streaming supremacy, Netflix investors shrugged off Disney's lofty projections. The streaming giant stock was flat in Friday's trading. Netflix has been focused much more on its efforts in expanding overseas, where it has seen much higher growth in recent years. Netflix will top 300 million subscribers by 2025. For Disney, the Investor Day solidified a narrative the company has put forward since the start of the pandemic. It should be treated as a traditional media company with aging assets whose biggest profits typically come from cable networks and theme parks, but a streaming service with years of potential ahead. Disney's stock should be considered as in the same camp as the fast-growing internet companies like Facebook or Amazon, or consumer companies like Walmart and Nike. Data shared by Disney's CFO Christy McCarthy put to rest the notion shared by some in Hollywood, that Disney Plus is primarily attractive to children or young subscribers, a potential liability in the quest to have something for everyone, like Netflix does. The service has more subscribers who don't have children than do. So, guys, I won't go through the entire article, but it does say that Disney is taking a more measured approach, keeping its biggest releases like the forthcoming Black Widow and theoretical releases. Disney plans to release 20 movies in theaters next year, according to the schedule provided by the company Friday morning. So, they're doing a little bit of both. They're doing regular releases on Disney Plus and theoretical releases because they get a decent amount of money from theoretical releases as long as people are going there. But guys, this is really the future of the company. And this is why I'm so bullish on Disney. It's one of my favorite companies on the entire stock market. Even Warren Buffett, in like a 1994 interview or something like that, like a long, long time ago, he made a big, he defined Disney. He made a big prediction, and it's honestly a fact. He said, when you say Disney, you immediately have something in your head. I immediately go to Lion King because that's my favorite Disney movie. But it's now so much more than those classics of like Snow White, Lion King, Bambi, Lady and the Tramp. It's The Incredibles. It's Marvel. It's Star Wars. It's Avatar. It's Moana. It's like it's Inside Out. There's so much content there, right? Um, and so they have such an array of content that I just think streaming is a no-brainer, right? I was surprised that they took so long to get into the streaming market. To be honest, I think they should have gone there before Netflix, because they just had this a mass of content that they could have just been, giving to people, and people would subscribe for. Think about it. If you go to Half Price Books or Barnes and Noble, you can go buy a Disney movie, say Moana, for $12. Or you could just buy all three streaming services, get Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus for, like, I think it's $13 or $14 now. So you can get, the entirety of Disney's library since, like, the 50s or 60s, right? Since Steamboat Willie's even on there. Like, all this content for $12 a month. It just seems dumb to go out to the theater and spend theater, or buy, the hard copy of a DVD, or to do that when there's a streaming service. So I'm not surprised that Disney is finally, people are finally realizing, or Wall Street's finally realizing, the powerhouse that Disney is. They have the best content on the market, period. They have, you know, the most loyal fan base in the world. They have the best IPs. They have, just the best content, period. And like I said, even Buffett, 25 years ago said, when you say Disney, you have something in your mind. When you say Universal Pictures, you don't. So, that's the staying power of Disney, is they've made content for every generation. So now it's beautiful how now they've given the newer generation, the generation, my generation, an opportunity to share all that with their kids for this great price. So I think it's about time that Wall Street realizes how big of a powerhouse Disney is. I think the success is priced into the stock, and I'll be a shareholder for life. I don't own it currently, but I will be owning shares very soon. So Disney's one of my favorite companies. I think it will overtake Netflix, because you got to think, not only is Disney making their own streaming service, they're pulling all of their stuff off of Netflix as well. And I know a lot of people, went to Netflix for Disney content, as well as CNBC and HBO are taking off stuff from Netflix as well. So Netflix is kind of a dumpster fire right now, in my opinion. They're going to lose a lot of good content. They've already lost. They're losing Friends. They're going to lose The Office. They've lost, any Disney movies that are on there, or shows that are on there. They're all going to their own streaming services now. So Netflix is going to lose a lot of content, and they have to hope that they can produce content that makes people want to stay. But I think that with Disney's catalog, it's really untouchable. HBO Max has a phenomenal catalog as well, with Friends, Big Bang Theory. They have these shows that are iconic. And I think that Netflix is going to struggle to keep up. But let me know what you guys think about, streaming wars. Do you think Walt Disney is going to be the big player? I really do. I'm a huge Disney fan. I'm not surprised to see the stock soar. I know people were really worried about the theme parks, and how that was going to affect their business, but I truly, the streaming service is the future of the company. It just took the company a while to realize that it had such a huge opportunity on its hands, and now that it has, Wall Street is pricing that into the stock, and I think it's about time. So I think streaming is the future. I think theaters are going to be pretty much irrelevant here in the next 5 years. Not saying that there won't be any theaters or people won't go to them. I just think streaming will be more of how people get their content. So Netflix was the first big player in the space, but I think Disney will overtake them. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Do you guys think Disney's going to be the biggest player in streaming? I think it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. They have the best content. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button, and when you do, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any updates. I do portfolio updates on my Robinhood portfolio Monday through Friday. I do stock market news. I try to get 2 videos out at least a day. So if you guys like consistency here on YouTube and want to stay up to date with the stock market, feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, stay up to date. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stock market news update. Take care, guys.